IEBC under the Article 257(4) is to verify an initiative, and it was supported by 1 million registered voters. That was affirmed, and not to verify of the authenticity of the signatures. Number 5, affirmation, is that IEBC has mechanism to verify an initiative by using its register of voters and biometric as it is and as it did in BBI bill. The other affirmation that we got from the ruling is that the county assemblies and parliament cannot alter, vary, or change the content of a constitutional amendment bill during their consideration. Number 7 affirmation that we got from the ruling is that the referendum question are to be contained in one bill as opposed to multiple questions. And so we are proceeding, and I want now to leave my colleague, my co-chair, to read the rest of the statement that we are issuing today. Karibu sana, Mwesh.
Thank you, Chair. Now, I want to proceed from where he stopped, that we want to keep pushing because we are determined to ensure that some of the very novel proposals in the BBI are not lost. And if they have to be lost, it must be known that we made our best efforts to secure them. There is the real possibility of a national crisis if some of the BBI provisions don't become law. For instance, BBI is intent on finally settling the gender question in Parliament. As we all know, Justice David Maraga, the immediate former Chief Justice, issued an advisory that Parliament is unconstitutionally constituted and will not be properly so unless the gender questions are implemented. There is also no other likely way to resolve this matter. All previous attempts have failed. It is impossible to constitute a new parliament without the solution to the gender equation. This needs urgent attention, and the solution of BBI is the only viable solution in our view. We need the highest court in the land to pronounce itself on this matter. This country needs to deal ruthlessly with the scourge of corruption. The public agrees that corruption is a threat to the existence and well-being of Kenya. The BBI has recommended several innovative measures to deal with the menace, including speedy prosecution and conclusion of corruption cases, stiffer penalties, aggressive recovery of stolen public resources. We believe strongly that we also believe strongly that more resources need to be devolved to the counties, all the way to the wards. We want the Supreme Court to take a stand on these matters. There is also the issue of inequality in Kenya, which traces its origins to the social and economic policies of the colonial era and the immediate post-independence period. The policies we have pursued over the last 50+ years have made Kenya many countries in one. It's a fact that while a section of Kenyans have done extremely well, others have grown extremely poor over the same period. It's a fact that the country has not generated sufficient jobs, and people are getting very frustrated at the lack of sufficient opportunities and absence of social protection to the poor and vulnerable. The BBI has some viable proposals on how to create an economy that works for every Kenyan, how to address taxation, how to strengthen agriculture, livestock, and industrial sectors in rural areas to create jobs and eradicate poverty. We want the Supreme Court to pronounce itself on this matter. This country has been consumed by election-related violence since the return of multi-party politics in the 1990s. The period to and after elections have become civil wars in which the country loses property and innocent lives because of contest for power. It is the intention of BBI to avert the election crisis as that witnessed in previous elections by reforming the governance structure of the country. Again, there are no alternatives, and we are about to conduct a general election in less than a year. We want to hear from the Supreme Court on this.